I'm just glad you're wearing shorts, Carl.
Yeah, no. Good thing I'm wearing pants for once. I'll also be really triple X episode. Welcome, guys. So Monday night episode, Valiant TLDR, the ultimate deep dive into the history, creators, and behind the scenes stories of Valiant Comics. Join myself, Carl Choi, OG Valiant fan, Mr. Jason Richardson, aka Southern Comic Geek, who's been riding the Valiant wave since day one. Newell Turner, aka Stingray, the freshest set of eyes discovering the universe for the very first time. So every week we've been bringing you in-depth interviews, reviews, unboxings, exclusive creator interviews, etc. Past, present, future of the beloved Valiant Universe. We'll have some show and tell today too, right, guys? It's gonna be awesome.
Yep, so awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah. It's on. We're on Bloodshot and Ninjak today. I'm actually pretty excited because just to do a quick announcement, we're going to be having Mr. Kevin Van Hook join us next Monday. So he is the writer on a lot of this stuff, and so I think it's
he also penciled an issue of Bloodshot too.
Wait, what? Which one?
Recently. One of the ones we're reading tonight. I forget which one specifically, but yeah.
So Kevin wrote a lot of the issues of Bloodshot, and his ex-wife is actually the colorist on a lot of the stuff too. And so he's pretty got hands pretty deep in it. Years ago, well, I think it was in the middle of COVID, I actually sent a sketch cover to Kevin, and he did a Hulk 181 recreation.
Oh, cool!
Ivar the Time Walker, Armstrong, and Gilead in those various positions on that cover, and signed a couple of copies for me. Actually, Bloodshot 1 was one of the copies he signed for me. But yeah, Mark with Legion of Comics is saying he is waiting for those Turok episodes that we promised. He has been diligently reading. He's almost through with the whole volume 1, so he is diligently waiting for that. So
I'm looking for Turok too. I don't know when we're going to get to it, but
yeah, when are those coming? SCG, you're the lead on that on our order.
Well, we definitely can tackle Turok after Kevin's interview. We can schedule that and maybe have Mark on and kind of help because he's, like I said, he's been reading them over the last few weeks, just blazing through them all.
For the first time?
Okay.
I don't think for the first time. Yeah.
That'll be fun. Yeah, I think
I'm still a guinea pig then.
You're a guinea pig.
I'm not just the only guinea pig. Yeah.
So with that said, I mean, you guys want to do some preface as to what we're getting into today?
Bloodshot.
Yeah. Here we are.
I mean, if any character is Valiant's signature character, it's Bloodshot, right? I mean, they attempted to launch the universe with the movie universe with him, right? And he has probably just about as many appearances across the various books as any one of their characters. So
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because honestly,
if you look at Solar and Magnus and Turok, which are technically not Valiant characters,
that's true.
Bloodshot is probably their most known outside of Exo.
I would have guessed Exo.
That's true. Exo, but Exo, too big of a budget to adapt.
Yeah,
so I think it's really hard to
stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now, when we're talking about the movie, are we talking about the Vin Diesel movie, the one that nobody likes to talk about?
Well, it got launched at the absolute worst time to launch one. Like, okay, here it is, Friday night, it's launching, and oh, by the way, all movie theaters shut down.
Yeah.
Oh, well, how are we going to launch this?
So yeah. And to be honest, it wasn't that bad outside of casting Vin Diesel. Everything else was kind of cool. I didn't feel like he was a fit for the role, but I felt like it wasn't that bad a movie.
So, Vin Diesel, and my biggest gripe and was the lack of hair, and I'm like to say something about that. But Bloodshot does have hair, and so
it's the signature lightning kind of like haircut. That's what made him kind of cool back then,
Right, and he the other thing was the white skin, which he doesn't have until right there at the end of the movie. Spoiler.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But Mark with Legion of Comics says it was a tough film, but enjoy it. Yeah, you know, the early Marvel movies kind of set such a high bar and expectation out there that decent ones, you know, get a bad rap, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like they could have cast better. Like when I think about Bloodshot, even as I was rereading this these issues, it kind of reminds me more of like Born Identity, because he kind of lost his memory, he's kicking butt, but I just felt like Vin Diesel was always like a miscast because he's just so bulky, and Bloodshot I felt like was more flexible, kind of like a skinny rip, more like Matt Damon is more like a Bloodshot, you know, than a Vin Diesel, I guess.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's how I always imagine.
Well, and Mark says JDF, which is Jason David Frank, who's better known for the Green Ranger, of course, played Bloodshot in Ninjak versus the Valiant Universe, which was
he did.
He did.
Oh, was that the fan film one?
It was.
Okay,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
And so you get that look that Carl's talking about, because you know he's much slimmer down.
He's got Carl going off on an internet tangent already.
Dude, what the heck is dope?
You know, if you think about like the budget that they had to work with, it's like, yeah, not bad. You know, you can Google it. It's on YouTube. You know?
Is that on YouTube?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Man. Is this Bloodshot versus Ninjak?
No, Ninjak versus the Valiant Universe.
Ninjak. All right, let's see.
There you go. Boom.
Here? Yeah. Exo Man of War. This one?
No, that's no. That's let's see.
Trailer web series.
That's just a trailer. Yeah, I mean it's a pretty long fan flick.
Anyway, we'll watch it later. We should we'll review it and we'll come back to it. But
bonus episode.
You know what?
There you go.
Before next week, Newell, let's both watch this and let's watch Bloodshot the movie. Because you know, recently Bloodshot the movie went viral and it like
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Why did it go viral?
I don't know.
It landed on a platform and nobody had seen it, and so then a whole bunch of people went and seen it. So
I see. Oh, look what Horace Hyde said. Yeah.
Last movie you saw in the theater before COVID.
So
I wasn't in the theater, Horace Hyde, because I'm always curious. Like sometimes when you watch stuff at home, you're not getting the full cinematic experience. So I'm always curious, like, you know, certain movies I feel like do better in theaters. So I'm curious if you felt like it was an engaging film.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, so, DVD.
So this is the special cover. These were given out, I think, at the screenings or whatever. It doesn't actually have the thing in it.
Cool.
But it's the Louis LaRosa.
Oh my God. He fell asleep.
Well, he was waiting for dialogue. And the only real reason he was awake at any time was Bloodshot's.
Because Vin Diesel's skin never turned white, he thought he was watching Fast and Furious 18.
You kind of get that vibe, right? Yeah. And so Axe, who we'll be talking about when we get around to that issue, Axe is in that movie. So.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Okay. Hey, Jeff Wedding. What's up? Cheers for physical media. I totally agree. All right, guys, let's get into it.
Let's go.
Carl, who penciled this issue?
Oh my God, Kevin Van Hook. You know why I didn't read Zero. I forgot to read Bloodshot Zero.
Look who inked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob talked a lot about Dick.
Was it Dick
Giordano?
Oh, nice. How fun. Yeah. All right, guys. So you guys take lead on this one because I did not read this.
You didn't? Oh, man. Well, who do you think that is right there?
Eternal Warrior.
There you go. Okay, see, you already know what's going on.
That's my man. That's my man.
Right, so he's like a pirate or something, which is weird because this is Bloodshot, not Eternal Warrior. I was confused. I mean, he's on the cover, so it tracks that he would show up, right?
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so basically they're setting up that he's getting involved with like mafia folks like 100 plus years before Bloodshot does. That's all it is. Like back in Italy.
Right.
Well, if you think about if y'all familiar with the Highlander show from back in the 90s,
a little bit.
Eternal Warrior had that vibe where he
would
show that old part and then the new part and how they tied together.
Okay.
And so, like, from his long life. And
see, I liked all the movies, but I never really got into the TV show. So
Thomas, would you rather Vin Diesel as Bloodshot or Riddick? You know, he wasn't bad at Riddick. He was good.
I like Riddick.
Yeah, that was good. He didn't belong as Bloodshot. I definitely feel like he wasn't it. All right, so he basically boink this Italian girl. I'm guessing.
Well, now on that page, that's Bloodshot pre-Bloodshot.
Bloodshot pre-Blood on the right?
Yes.
Oh, so they were both boinking Italian girls.
Yes.
I mean, what else?
Italian mafia connected girls. Like the girl on the right, the one that Bloodshot is boinking is the mob boss's daughter, I think.
Oh,
lands you in a lot of trouble.
Right.
And then who's the Eternal Warrior boinking? Like, looks like Leia from Star Wars.
That's funny, but she doesn't matter. We don't ever see her again.
I'm gonna ask Kevin that if he kind of
the random Italian broad.
He took this reference from Star Wars because it looks like Leia when she was captured by Jabba the Hutt.
Mm-hmm.
All right, look at that. Totally.
I can see it.
Yep.
Leia, Jabba the Hutt.
That's
a question. Notes? That's gonna be a question.
Yeah.
All right. So, more nudity.
Look at those tighty whities.
Man. Felt like I should have worn whitey tighties today for today. So.
An immersive experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically he's talking to her about, like, you're the mob boss's daughter, and I'm gonna go places with the mob bosses because I'm banging his daughter, and
and you got to have that accent too, right?
Right. Well, he even says capiche, like very.
So does it also mean like he slaps her or what? What happened?
Yeah. Well, I think he's just like kind of pushing her away, but he tells her shut up. Like he's yelling at her, like he's very not nice to her. So
he's a bit of a scumbag, right? Because
exactly.
That's like the issues. Like they always say he's like a new person now, right? Like through everything. So there's like a hint of what he was before. Basically.
Right.
Got it. All right.
Right. And so then on the next page there, we see he's hanging out with some of the mob guys. They're going to go do stuff. And Eternal Warrior is just like in the background and giving money to the bum there who is his like informant.
And what is he telling him? Don't mess with those guys. Don't mess with those guys. They're bad news.
Right. And then the one that you see in the top middle there in the suit, that's Bloodshot.
Got it. This guy right here. That's Bloodshot.
Yep. Pre-Bloodshot, Bloodshot.
Got it.
And so, like, Gilad has been messing with these mafia guys for a long time now, and he's still, like in their sights in modern day. And so they try to trap him in this warehouse. They set up like a deal that is really just a trap for him, and he gets caught up and with them, and he's got to get out of there. And then I don't even see him here, but like Bloodshot ends up getting caught up in it. What is it? Mortali, I think. I forget what his first name was.
Andrea Mortali.
Yeah. But there he is there in the coat. Like he's like, oh, we got to take care of this guy. He's a problem.
There he is.
Right.
Crap! I knew idiots would blow this. So
right. So he's like, sometimes you got to do it yourself.
Got it. So he's like a main man, and he's definitely like a badass already.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets dumped in the river, and so to his rescue is the Geomancer Buck McHenry, which Geoff is Buck's nephew. So Geoff is the Geomancer that VH1 people were familiar with, all the way up to near the end where he was replaced. But this is the old man, but Henry. So
it's just funny. Like I didn't think about this when I was younger, but like Gilead, Eternal Warrior, he's walking around like leather jacket's cool, but he has a bunch of freaking like shotgun shells on the sleeve.
It was the 90s, man.
I guess you could wear shotgun slugs and no one would care.
Sure. Just like when you're Bloodshot, you walk around with pale white skin like a ghost, and nobody says
true. But he has a costume though. He does that whole like hat and glasses.
Yeah, right. The whole Superman glasses thing,
Yeah.
All right, so we're back, and then he said he basically didn't see him for a year, so it's basically showing how I guess he's evolved now. This whole mafia side of things, he's grown.
Yeah, and you meet the mob boss guy for the first time.
Yep, this guy, right? This dude.
Yeah, the older guy. Yeah. Mr. Carboni. And then so like the next part is they send him to a meet and it doesn't go great, and then he just leaves. And then another guy in a mask there on the right-hand page comes in dressed just like him except for the mask and kills the guys.
Oh.
And then so the whole thing is like, it turns out that the whole thing is a setup. They made it look like he killed these mobsters, but he didn't. But because of that, he's got to he gets arrested, or they're going to arrest him, and he goes on the run, and it's a mess. Right. So they've got him in jail, and then they're going to take him to another, a different prison or something, or that makes it look like they're breaking him out. But then they put him on a plane, and he gets dumped off at Operation Rising Spirit.
Now, is this Harada's operation? It is, right?
No, Project Rising Spirit is something totally different.
Oh, it's American.
Yeah. And so in VH1, them and Hardcore are separate, but then VEI they're actually part of the same group, and they're planning to go against the Harada and all the PSYOPs
Foundation
and all the Harbingers and stuff, because they view them as a threat, similar to the way people view mutants as a threat, in the Marvel universe. Here,
it really feels like that the Harbingers are kind of the mutants of Valiant.
Sure,
they are.
So for in VH1, if my memory serves me correctly, Bloodshot never really had a purpose outside. They never really delved into okay, other than us trying new technology out on this guy to make him a killing machine and presumably keep him for ourselves. It was never a thing towards Toyo Harada himself. The Hardcore were against Harada, but Bloodshot was not.
Damn, poor dude. Let's get injected by the
that thing is so big.
Holy shit. It's the way that technology has a way of minimizing things. So if you think towards the whole contraption that Rai has to take, and when he puts it on his chest, it's like yay big. But you see how big it was back in Bloodshot's day. Much larger.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my god.
And of course, this picks up where Rai Zero starts, where Geoff comes in and wakes up the nanites, and it wakes him up, and he busts out.
Some good haunches there.
And Jason, this is this is Vin Diesel stage before he had hair too.
Sure.
So that's why they're trying to be authentic with the movies. Like he had no hair.
Hey, when we get Dinesh on, we'll have to ask him about the hair thing. I imagine it had to do with Vin Diesel probably didn't want to do the hair, or pay for the hair,
or paint his head. What? So why do you go after the ninja sword? I don't understand. Japanese sword.
Because it's cool.
It's the 90s, man.
That's true. Why not?
I mean, you got the Desert Eagle that was right next to it too.
What happened? Did we just jump to a different issue?
We jumped to the first splash that takes place in Bloodshot 1.
Oh, yes.
And that's how it ends. Yep.
What a great shot. He just straight boom in the head. Okay. Got it. All right. So Bloodshot 1. Chromium cover.
Yeah, wraparound Chromium.
This wasn't wraparound yet. It was the sticker on the cover.
Well, no. The Zero was.
Zero was. Yeah.
But see, Bloodshot 1 is the first Chromium cover in comics. So it was revolutionary, right? And so if you remember, Bob mentioned that Turok was supposed to have been the first full chromium cover.
Yeah.
But at the last minute, they couldn't get it to work, and so
Right.
they had to punt. So later on, when they kind of perfected the process, they came out with Shadow Man 0 and Bloodshot 0, Ninjak 1, which we'll go over later.
So was Bloodshot the first one, and then Turok came right after?
No, Turok, I'm not sure the timing on Turok, but it did come after Bloodshot 1, yeah.
Got it, okay. Cool. So we're in. I mean, it jumps right to that scene. I really like the way they started it. I felt like Kevin did a really good job of like getting you right into this whole like Mission Impossible spy thriller vibe.
Right.
They're at the airport. There's like spies talking, and then all of a sudden they just get freaking shot right through the head, and they're like, "What the heck?"
That's a twofer.
Yeah, it's awesome. Very Deadpool moment from Deadpool 1.
So really, Bloodshot is one of, if not the first title that they launch, post Jim Shooter. Okay. Mm-hmm. So here they are. They got Rise 0, and then here's his origin story. He appears in a couple of issues, Eternal Warrior 4 and 5, to kind of set the pace. But now we're going to launch a brand new issue with a related character, but in our time, and we're going to launch it with the legendary Barry Windsor Smith doing the cover.
I know.
Cover.
So sick.
Yep. So yeah, I think they set the pace really well, and they obviously sold a bunch of copies because it was the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Don Perlin on the pencils.
Yeah, Don is great, man.
I liked all the I like all the books he's worked on for me.
And Bob Wyachek on the inks. Bob's done like Hulk 340.
He's been around.
New Mutants 87. I mean, you think about like very key issues, Bob was inking it. So
look at that second panel there, Carl. Just pow. Blood everywhere.
So good, right? Like boom, 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 boom. It's like so much action.
Mm-hmm.
Jumping through the boom, right through that window.
And they're in England because there's a double-decker bus.
Yeah.
Well, in the London Times that the guy was reading, and they were in the airport. Yeah. So we get a little scene of action. The nanites at work there. He kind of references it.
Yep.
What's up, Schwab?
Brian 2 hours later.
Tom McDonald. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Tom.
So so they're watching the review reels of what went down in Rise 0 or Bloodshot 0, either one.
Yeah, both.
And then here's these guys that have got red eyes, just like Bloodshot. So we assume that they have similar skill set.
Right.
They're from Japan, though, right?
Yeah, this is in Osaka.
Osaka, yeah. You guys watch Shogun? They're like
I haven't watched it yet.
Shogun. Great show.
Yeah, I keep hearing that.
Yeah. All right, London's East End. So it's back to London. It cuts from Osaka to London. So we kind of knew these guys are watching them, and they're basically after him. And they want him returned. Like they basically think they own him.
Yeah.
Well, there's another reason why that guy wants Bloodshot, which is not revealed till later after an issue that we're going to be looking at. But yeah.
So what's going on here? He's hiding this little DVD thing.
Yeah, so you notice he puts that CD in, and then he reads the DVR, downloads that information to his nanites.
Yep,
that's cool.
So
I wish I could do that.
Yeah, right. Hinting at his skill set, his power sets.
He can do computer stuff.
I know.
Again, thinking about the era that came out in, that's like, oh, okay, that's kind of neat.
It's smart.
He's like a Punisher type character.
Yeah, that was the vibe that I was feeling with tech.
Yeah, and then you add the tech to it, right? Yeah.
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 Is there anyone other superhero that controls machines besides Axe? I don't think so, right? Marvel, DC. Is there anyone that does that?
There's got
Livewire and VEI. So Livewire is a technopath. There are a couple Marvel mutant technopaths.
I was gonna say, I don't know. Forge wasn't. He was like similar, but not quite.
Forge, I guess.
Yeah, there's kind of a similar thing, not quite. Yeah.
Tom says Cyborg.
Cyborg from where? Cyborg.
Teen Titans.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Cyborg does that. Okay. But I don't know. I really liked how original they did with Bloodshot. You know, the nanites in the blood, and you could. Man, this is violent too. Look at this. Chop the fingers off of one hand.
Well, look at the last panel on the previous page. I think that guy's head is coming off.
Oh shit! He does.
Yeah. Valiant again, stretching the limits there,
pushing the envelope for sure.
Well, they weren't sending their comics off to get approved by the Comics Code. They could do what they wanted.
Well, and so it also comes with a poster, which is full of the cover.
Nice.
So that's in the middle there, and then you got these guys overlooking him.
Yeah, you punch like a brass knuckle to the face. Oh, you know what's kind of cool? They have this knuckle to the face, and then his blood gets red over here. You see this?
Right. So if you notice, you remember in that issue of Rye when he falls down and his muscles stretch, the nanites flow to the deal. So
the hand, right? Yeah. Same thing. It's cool. So he's on the floor, and he's like, "F you guys," and then he basically takes them out into the water. Yeah. Oh no, they take him into the water. Yeah. Fighting on the boat, getting on the water. I still remember this. This is one of the most vivid moments I remember growing up, because they have them all tied up in a chain, and he's like, "F this! I'm gonna reach out and dominate their blood. They're just like mine." And he basically.
The only thing it's missing is Ninjak.
Yeah, they should have done that.
He doesn't have to say that, right?
Right. He just thinks it happens.
Yeah. How come he doesn't have to say it when Rye has to say it all the time?
Yeah.
Maybe he's just better at nanites. I don't know.
Yeah, it may be degraded of the process of the blood of heroes.
So funny.
Yep. So this is kind of where, because remember, Zero came later, so we kind of saw a preview that others were not privy to.
Right.
That
I read this first, so
then you find out that this guy's Angelo. Who's Angelo? How does he fit into anything? Right.
Right. So you get the indication here with that he might have been a mafia guy.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, this is not going. I don't think it's going to show this in here, but I thought when I was reading this, I thought it was very fun little pieces and tiebacks to previous episodes. So if you're watching and you're not familiar with 24/7 Comics and previous episodes that have been done on here, check out the playlist or something. You can check back the previous videos. But this right here, it's little known fact about the Valiant Universe. Smoking like a penguin. Did you know that penguins are almost extinct in the Valiant Universe? Check out the conclusion of the story in Solar Man of the Atom #2. Antarctica gets nuked, destroying any life there. Sorry, penguin fans. So if you recall the interview that we had with Sean Chin, and we talked about the Valiant penguins, that this is telling that.
Cool. Wait, is that where the whole thing's from? That's hilarious.
Yeah. So another cool callback here is Catherine Bollinger.
Oh my God! There's an interview with her in an earlier episode, guys. So if you haven't seen it, make sure you check it out.
Remember her and Bob used to be an item, and so anyway, it also lists out the names who are on Knob Row, which will include one Carol Van Hook.
Yep,
that's cool.
Joe St. Pierre, Mari Sfontenot. But yeah, so I thought that was an interesting part to the back side of that.
I guess they all work so much they had to just do a lot of like inter-office dating, right?
Well, I mean, people,
Hey, Kenneth. Welcome. And Tom was saying Titans before he was DEI'd into the Justice League. What does that mean? What happened? Cyborg. He's talking about Cyborg, right?
They needed a POC on the Justice League. What he's saying.
What happened? Did they turn him Chinese?
That's what they're.
No. They just needed somebody that wasn't a white dude.
Yeah. I mean, they had a green dude, but that wasn't enough. With Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, that's diverse.
He was a little bit too, illegal alien.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, way too illegal.
Yeah, so here's the poster I showed earlier.
Cool.
Nice.
I didn't get that. I read.
Ooh.
Got the little chip and the thumbprint in the back. Just kind of the mix of technology and human.
It's
so
kind of cool.
Good idea. Great idea. I mean, even just the way Barry drew his face, so cool. The hair. Mm-hmm. Barry's the best.
So, have you been over to Dinesh's house? Does he display any of that stuff?
He didn't display it. It's in the folder, but he does have it. Yeah, he has that cover.
Mm-hmm. And we know who has this cover. But
yeah, I do.
You have number 2?
Oh, no, 2, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Premiering first time. Valiant TLDR.
So, did you saw what I put in the text last night, Noah? I was like, he was talking about selling his stuff. I said, anything that's not on calf, he don't need.
Right.
This was what I was referencing.
Oh, I see.
One, yeah. So this is Bloodshot 2 cover.
Nice.
I can't get number 1, so 2. But I also really like this issue because he goes up against Axe.
I was gonna say, did you get this one for Axe?
That too. It was just one of the more memorable ones, so that's why I got it. World premiere.
Look at the inks on there. I mean, they really come out on that.
Yeah, that's nice.
I also bought this. I think the same week that Don Perlin passed.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like one of those things where it happened, and then I was like, dude, like I don't have anything of his, and then I saw this on CAF, and I just hit the guy up, and we made the deal.
Nice.
So Chris Ivey, the inker on that, he's on CAF, and a couple of weeks ago, I reached out to him because I seen an old post where he was selling some of his stuff. Said, "You got any of that left?" No, I sold it all.
It's hard. A lot of the artists get by because from selling the art, and so it's really hard to find an artist that has their stuff. I think the only 2 I know that, 3 people that I know that has all their art is Todd McFarlane, Todd McFarlane, Walt Simonson, right, and then also Brian Ching, he has all the Star Wars stuff, and so those are the 3 guys that pretty much didn't sell.
Well, I'm always amazed how much stuff Hitch still has that he gives to Bill,
I think he held on for a long time, and he's just been letting them go now. I mean, and there was a lot of stuff out there from Hitch already, so he must have just had such a huge body of work. It's crazy. All right, so
Terry Austin has his famed inker extraordinaire, Terry Austin.
Oh, he does. Okay, Terry Austin has his stuff too. Awesome.
So you think about all the stuff he did with Byrne X-Men.
Thanks, Tom.
That's a lot of money he's sitting on right there.
Oh yeah, that's true. All right, let's dive in. Bloodshot 2.
Axe.
Is that cool, Newell? I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but do you feel like it's kind of cool how you get to watch him grow up from like the Harbinger days to now, and then we saw a glimpse of him in the future and Rye. It's pretty cool, right?
Definitely didn't expect him to show up as frequently as he does. Like I thought when I first encountered him in Exo, and I thought he was going to be an Exo villain, and that was it. So to see him come back every now and then, it's kind of fun. Yeah, knowing that he got his dick shot off that one time.
Yeah, he got fried off, right? Like barbecue penis.
Yeah.
Sad, poor guy. But yet here he's so confident. He's like, yeah, white suit.
Yeah, and that's the things I don't know, like the timing with that. Like which came first. This might have been before that, but
no, he's penisless by now. I think
he is because Harbinger was already past that issue.
Okay. Oh, that's right. You did say that
Yeah.
this came a little later. Yeah.
This was after Unity. And the other thing with this scene on issue 2 is it kind of plays out in Rise Zero, because we find out that Axe is the one that actually kills Bloodshot. In Rise Zero. So that's the other thing, as Valiant try to set this standardized timeline that this is the gospel, so to speak, that you're like, whoa, wait a minute. I remember reading Rise Zero. This guy ends up killing him. When's he going to kill him? So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So he shows up. I mean, one of the comedians I know used to always tell this joke that, women has makeup and then money is men's makeup. So maybe he's rich right now. So he's like, yeah, I got a white suit on, long hair. I don't need a penis. He shows up very confident. His style is like, he's not like this like geek that's not confident anymore.
He's got what the kids call the drip.
Yeah, he's got the drip, man. He got the swagger. He's definitely coming in here like, I'm the boss.
Yep. And I like how he's just like walking in and all the computers are blowing up and smoking around people, and he's just casually doing that.
And he has a little gang with him now too, right? Look, he has this crew with him.
Yeah.
Well, he's always had like lackeys, right? People that he hung out with, which I always thought was kind of interesting.
So whose office is he in? He's in some like secret like agent's office, because this guy has that.
So I'm trying to remember. Yeah, because he pulls up classified information about Bloodshot.
Yeah, so it's probably some government agency, and then he has his feet on the guy's table while I don't know how this works, because his feet's on this side.
Yeah.
But then somehow it's kind of an angle.
No question, Carl. It's comic books.
That's a Kevin question. How did you position his feet? You guys do this live. Did Bob Lane put his feet on? Is Bob Lane still there? He is, right? At the time?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's a publisher at this time. Yeah.
Well, and so how Bob, we were told that Bob would even choke people out. Bob might have put his feet up on the thing to position, like, this is how you do it.
Draw it like this.
Right.
All right. So then he goes and, we check in with Bloodshot, and then we follow Bloodshot, and he's checking into the Clifford Arms Motel. And next door is the 3 adult films, XXX, X-rated. So this is my panel. Yeah.
Dear to Carl's heart. Yeah, I mean, this page should be in your collection.
Yeah, I need this page, and this is basically where I should stay when I go to New York next. Look at this right here.
I love that the guy tells him he can get you anything. You call down women, girls, boys, anything.
Anything. Look at this guy, scumbag, total scumbag right here. And this is back when they used to still use keys. Look at this.
Right. Well, he also tells him it's a 2-hour minimum. He's like, well, I want it for the night. He's like, oh, you're going to stay. Okay.
Right. Yeah. It's strange, but I remember specifically in the 90s, there was a hotel in the capital city of Mississippi that they forced to shut down basically by outlawing hourly rates. So they couldn't shut it down per se. So they said, well, you can't have hourly rates, which shut them down, because then they couldn't. It was too expensive for the prostitutes.
So I feel like how does the Valiant guys know about this, right? Like,
That's a question for Bob and Kevin.
Yes, a question for Kevin. I'm gonna ask him, how did you guys know about these hourly rates? Because the only way I found out about it was because my wife's friend, her colleague at the hospital, she also works as a cleaner at the motel in like South Central. And she told my wife all these stories how their shifts are like 12 hours long because they have to go in and clean every hour. And basically it's shuffling through basically, their outhouses for businessmen that stops out throughout the day. And that's how I find out about it. But how, like, these guys, they're I don't know, they 20-something-year-olds, and they seem like they've done their research, because even inside the hotel room is very authentic.
Tom's dropping knowledge, Orchard Towers in Singapore, so maybe he's familiar. And Mark says, sounds like a sticky job. I would imagine.
You guys remember Clerks, right? When they talked about the jizz moppers?
Oh my God. Orchard Towers in Singapore. I don't know what that is. What is
Write that down and we'll Google it later.
Yeah, Carl's
actually, I remember. I don't know if this is the same thing, Tom, but we used to tour in Asia a lot when we were in music, and we always hear people talk about the 4 floors of horrors. So we never got to see it, but maybe that's what it is.
It's an 18-story office building.
Huh?
maybe now.
Right. Oh, landmark entertainment complex famously described as the 4 floors of horrors, or simply 4 floors.
There you go.
Wow.
See, I guess that's it.
Tom's very excited. Have you been there, Tom?
I know. Tom,
Did you partake?
Tom's so excited. Tom's like, that was my vacation last week.
He came back a changed man. Okay.
Man, can we get Tom in here to can we sidecar talk about that?
Yeah, Mike, I'll send you a link, Tom. You want to jump in about the Orchard Towers? That's hilarious. All right, so now does this happen?
Observer?
Only observer.
They usually charge for that too, but okay.
You watched. You're like the guy in Shogun where he watched
Does
it happen.
Does that mean he just went in the room and used the cuck chair? Like, I don't.
Do what we want to know.
Right, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Go back to the comic books.
We're back to comic books. All right. So this probably does not happen in Singapore because they outlaw guns and weapons. So this dude shows up. Like, it's like, if you're gonna be a gun dealer, are you really gonna wear all white tuxedo?
So I thought that was kind of weird too, right? But like, we find out who this guy's part of a bigger organization that you find out about later.
Yes, I guess so.
And that ties into Ninjak.
Oh yeah, because Ninjak wears a white suit all the time too.
Yeah, but that's
right?
not really related.
Okay. All right, unrelated. It's just
yeah. But Ninjak kind of gets caught up with the organization that this guy works for.
All right, so he pays him off. He gets his sword and guns.
Right.
And then we cut to
just more mafia stuff.
A lot of mafia stuff. A lot of like, yeah. I wonder where they got their inspiration.
They read a lot of Punisher comics.
Yeah, that's true. Punisher was a lot of that too.
Yeah, so he's hanging this guy out the window to get answers, and he goes walking through the park, and some guys are flying around and drop kick him in the back. And when you turn the page, you find out that they are Axe's crew.
Yep. And it's cool because they're using all the alien technology because their guns, their flying belt.
Right. And it literally blows up that guy's arm, and he's got a robot arm.
Yeah. Pretty cool. He stabs him in the stomach. Dude, Bloodshot is violent as heck. It's kind of cool. He rips into his hand.
Yep. Well, if they're not made of, flesh and blood, you can just break them apart.
This is true.
And then the final boss shows up.
He's not much of a boss, though. Like, it's funny because, Axe mixes it up. He gets into the fray, right? But he always ends up getting his ass kicked.
He does. It's kind of funny. He goes for it, and then So, did he get exo armor from Harbinger when he was exo? What happened? When did he get armor? He just started working for the Spider Aliens, right?
Yeah, he got that during Exo.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, was it issue 3 or 4?
Yeah, it was pretty early.
He's on the cover. Yeah.
Because I think it was like 6 was the one where they had the big fight with the in front of the ship.
Yes, I remember now.
Yeah.
So of course, Bloodshot also controls machines. So maybe they have the same like Harbinger power, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then he just completely chops off his arm.
Oh, cool! Like, yeah.
Once again, Axe loses a body part.
Yeah. Slowly but surely.
So slowly but surely he becomes nothing left but machine. Similar to Vader. Right?
He's more machine than man.
It is because his face, by the time he kills Bloodshot, is just like a quarter of his face, right?
Yeah.
All right, so here's the first time we're introduced to his secret identity.
Yes, with the
The fan of San Francisco.
He put on a shirt and a hat. That's his secret identity.
Sunglasses too.
Yeah.
You can't see his red eyes.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So obviously we have San Francisco 49er fans, which the 90s were late 80s, early 90s were a good time for that. But they were playing the Cowboys, I think, on that screen back there.
Mm. And he meets a lady who works as a bartender.
Nice.
He tells her that his name is Mike.
I'm Mike
Lazarus.
Right.
Yeah, he changed his last name to Lazarus, right? Because he.
Well, yeah, but I don't think that comes until a couple issues later. He's just telling her his name is Mike.
Yeah.
And then, like, it's interesting because he's like thinking, like, the big long yellow box there was like, I feel like I feel like I should have memories of this place. Maybe I've been here before, but I don't remember. I can't remember things.
All right, so back to the mob boss.
Yep. See, and there's the guy in the white suit again.
Oh, yeah, he's back.
Yep.
So does he work? It's not the same guy, right? It's a different guy, right?
I'm not 100% sure, honestly. I wasn't paying that close attention, but there's more than one of them. So, I mean, it could be a different guy.
There's a bunch of guys in white tuxedos with giant white boxes.
Yep.
Dealing guns.
Yeah, they can sell guns and then they can make custom stuff, they tell them. So. And then here he is beating up more guys at a warehouse or something.
Put someone on the hook. One of our designers for special effects, she had a performance where she got hung by her skin with a bunch of hooks.
Oh no!
And while her tongue was getting tattooed on a stage, I was like, "Whoa!" She showed me the photos. Oh, that's good. Adventurous. So then he's he sees a bunch of kids picking on one kid.
Yeah.
Jumped, poor kid.
Yep. So he sticks up for the one kid, and then all the kids' like friends come in. They're like, "Hey man, get off me!" He's like, "Oh, he helped me," and just
Oh, so he's part of another gang too.
Right.
These are gangster kids. Oh yeah, it's kind of 90s, so gangs are like a thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Bulls take care.
And he's getting followed by this car that just tries to run into him, but he's too fast.
The guy crashes, and then he killed himself.
He like the steering column went through his chest. It says. Oops.
That's the way to die.
He hints there that he sees him. He says, "Oh, it is you."
Oh yeah, he was like he recognized him.
Yeah.
Yep. You're not Mike.
Dead.
So then more goons come after him.
And he's like, should have known they wouldn't just send one guy. So there's a lot of like this comic is heavily action oriented. It's all like just shooting and fighting, and stabbing.
Yep. And so then they're going after him, and the kids are up top, and they start throwing stuff at the guy since he just helped them.
It's like a what you call it, Peter Pan, Rufio with all the kids.
Sure.
Die, mafia people.
Yep, he manages to blow up the car.
Nope, they're dead. Then back to the boss, then they're kind of like, what's going on? They should have been here by now.
Right. And then that guy shows up, and he's like, oh, I want to get revenge because I got all my fingies cut off.
Oh, yeah, because he's the guy that got his hands cut off, fingers cut off.
Yep.
Ouch.
Now, see, so it says continued in hardcore number 5. Okay. I did read that one. So, like, basically, it's more mafia fighting. Like Jason mentioned in the green room, there's a nice 2-page spread in the middle of that one where it's him and all the mafia guys fighting, and hardcore shows up, and there's like blood, there's gunfire everywhere. It was a pretty cool spread. And basically, hardcore goes looking for Bloodshot because they think he might be a harbinger, and so they want to confirm that. And so they end up helping him fight the mafia guys because they want to talk to him. And once the fight is over, they're like, bro, we just want to scan you with this doodad that we have. And he doesn't know what it is, what it does, or what it's for, but he's like, sure. And so they scan him and it comes up negative, and they're like, oh, okay, well, I guess that's all we needed then. Bye. And he says something about like, haha, use my nanites to make the thing come up negative, regardless of what they were looking for.
Right.
and that's the whole issue.
Okay, got it. So we don't have to go there.
Yeah. They basically they thought he might be a harbinger and went to check it out and ended up helping him fight mobsters.
Oh, so he's not. So only Rai is a harbinger, basically.
No, Bloodshot is one.
Oh, he is one too. Okay.
Yeah, and so you find out that's the only way the blood of heroes does not have the same end effect.
Well, so then when does that come about? That he's a harbinger? Is that later?
It's mentioned later. Yes.
Okay. Oh, yeah, here you go. Yeah, so this is a Bernard Chang issue.
This is in fact Bernard's first published page.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I have it.
You have that? Oh my gosh. It's going off now.
No, I bought off eBay a long time ago. It was one of my first acquisitions.
Nice.
So why I liked it was I really liked the fence.
Yeah. That is pretty cool.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of the Joe Quesada Ninjak type pattern, and I just thought it was a really good shot. And once I bought it, this is a very early piece of my collection because I had met Bernard. I bought my Nightwing pages from him, and then I went to search on eBay to see what else there was, and then I bought this. So this was probably, I would say 2018, 17, and it was cheap. It was like,
wow,
it's a couple $100. Yeah. So yeah, there it is.
Nice. See, it's a good thing we pulled that issue up then, huh?
Yeah, it's cool. Kind of jumped in on it. So
yeah, so this is actually one of the first issues that has a variant in the Valiant Universe because there's a comic. Is it Comic Defense has a variant, and the only thing is like on that cover is the Comic Defense logo.
Like the CBLDF. That there you go.
Yeah. That's
dang. Who has this freaking DPS?
Well, I got the colors if you want to look at that, but it's
yeah. So, you have the colors. Sick. Yeah. For the whole issue or just that?
Just that one. Yeah. Now I have a page right there at the end where he blows up that right there. That one on the left. I have that page too. Yeah.
Nice.
And so they end up showing up to see him. They end up helping him because they realize that he's fighting bad guys. And then, like Newell said there at the end. So if you want to go back right there, that last page, that last panel.
Yep. Here.
Yeah. This is no. That's Shakespeare. I thought it was the old guy, but that's Shakespeare. That's one of the hardcore folks.
Oh yeah, it's one of the hardcore guys. Yeah, I recognize him for
alien people kidnap him, which goes into another issue. So, but no. So, yep, that's how he meets them.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm glad we pulled it up because I forgot that my page is from here.
I find it really interesting too. Like I want to see the colors, Jason, because on that spread, the guy he's stabbing through the chest with the katana, all the blood that's gushing out. There's a lot of it. It looks like they just took like a red hot marker and
Do you have it? Do you have the colors on you? Is it handy?
Yeah, that's the way the colors look too.
Oh wow, okay.
That's wild.
I get ready for Jason to come share.
Like they didn't try to draw in like a pattern or like it was a pool or whatever. They just took the marker and that's kind of cool.
This is a great splash. So sick. Look at that guy that's getting stabbed. His face is like, what's up, Mr. Collector 123? Welcome. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe because my team says you need to start saying that more.
Why don't you do a 24/7 plug?
Oh yeah, while we do that, we'll do a quick 24/7 plug, guys.
Hey Carl, what's 24/7?
Check out 247comics.com. So we have free comics. We have a store. You could read comics for free. We just asked you to please rank it. I mean, people are being too nice. Actually, stay nice.
I was gonna say, don't say they're too nice.
Stay nice. But yeah, you can actually rank the comics and give them stars, and then you could go to the store and you could pick up a bunch of cool stuff. I think we are. Good announcement. we are restocking these metal cards.
Oh,
so basically, it's downstairs here. We just got the Bladesmith metal cards, and and we got a restock of the Zero Ghost cards. So I'm gonna ship them in for a restock at the warehouse, so they'll be available on the store one more time. So all the Evermind stuff is here, and then most importantly, guys, what would be super helpful is if you guys don't mind checking out Heroes Be Damned is our next Kickstarter, featuring the art and story by Vince Sunico and the return of Terry Kavanaugh, who was the editor at Marvel for many years for Marvel Comics Presents. So he basically gave like Stephen Platt his first gig, Sam Keefe, Alan Davis. He was editor on Weapon X. So you're going to see a lot more of Terry Kavanaugh as well. So all we ask, if you could click on this, notify me on launch. We're trying to get more followers. And what's cool is we really didn't launch this yet. We already have 112 followers. So I feel like people are reacting to the art and reacting to the book itself. So
yeah, I mean, that image right there is pretty cool looking.
Cool. So do you want to drop that link in the chat? That way.
Yeah, let me do that.
Take a look at that.
When does that one launch, Carl?
This launches late May. So we're about just about a month from now. So please do click through that link, fellas and boys and girls, and click on notify me on launch. It would be very helpful. So now that we have SCG back, let's.
I wondered why it was so hard for me to find it. Is because I put it in my Bloodshot folder. It should not be listed under Bloodshot. Yeah. So you can see right there.
Whoa, sick. See, that's a cool thing about Valiant Colors, because they were actually the colors used to print the books. Look at that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
So sick.
So the guy that I mentioned getting the Secrets of the Valiant Universe Bloodshot pages from, that's the same guy I got that from.
Wow, how big is that? Is that a 11 by 17?
Yeah, it's 2 boards since it's a DPS. It's
sick. Wow.
Nice.
Is it blue lines, or do they basically do like a Xerox copy?
Well, blue lines would be kind of like a Xerox, but remember it's on that paper that would take that
watercolor.
Could you ask him if he has my splash colors?
Do I know?
The splash that I have in the beginning. Do you know if he has the color for that as well?
Oh, okay. No, I don't. I can ask.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I would love to own that color.
Yeah, he's so random on his stuff. Sometimes Scott Hordershide will beat me out on stuff. He beat me out to a Bloodshot Sean Chin Bloodshot card that he.
Oh no!
Nice. Oh, Cosmic Seeds had a comment that said Valiant print is awesome. It's not a print, Cosmic Seeds. Jason, would you like to explain what that actually is?
Yeah, so these are the actual colors that you're seeing, and they're done in various mediums.
Dude, it's so clean, huh?
So basically, similar to like Ariel Ovaletti does. If y'all are familiar with his work, he would do similar deal with his paint. So like you can get his pencils and then
my god,
blue lined over. I mean, it's a similar process.
I love that piece.
Yep, that's pretty cool.
So is the yellow boxes stickered on there? Or are they?
Nope.
Just
they colored them.
Okay, colored them. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, they're drawn on to the thing, and they just colored it.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm afraid to touch my Archer and Armstrong color guides, because whenever I open the page, like all the word bubble boxes pop out, they fall out, and I don't know where to put them back on. Like, do you have a problem like that with yours as well?
So I don't know if this is proper or not, but what I do is I have.
What do you do? You glue them back on?
Is that like a special type of like archival glue or something, or is that just like super glue?
Regular super glue.
Okay.
I just take a small, like, not even a drop. Yeah, I mean it's like just a smear of a drop.
We know what they say: a little dab will do you.
There you go. And so for those who get away, I have them, and they will go back on there. So
okay, I guess I should do that too. But I might do what Newell just suggested. Maybe some archival glue. I might look at that and try that.
Well, if you notice, like the Barry Windsor Smith Valiant stuff, that what he did where he ring inked stuff. he reattached those bubbles, and he obviously used a different color, different type of glue because it doesn't stain like that stuff does.
Yeah.
So. I wonder what that kind of glue is. All right, so back to Bloodshot. We finished Hardcore. That was a good little review, and then
so like that one popped up right there, like in the order that I read them, because I read them out of that little trade paperback. So just get a fuller story.
So Mr. Kevin Van Hook continued being the writer, and then finished pencils with Andrew Wendell. I don't know who that is.
The layouts were by Perlin still.
Got it. Okay. So
kind of like
inks
for Eternal Warrior. So
yeah, so it's kind of like Herb Trimpe and Barry Windsor Smith and Machine Man. So like Herb did the layouts, and then Barry Windsor Smith finished.
Mm-hmm. And there he is in his San Francisco disguise again.
Yep, San Francisco disguise, 49ers fan.
Oh, look, hold on. I'll go back to the cover real quick. We're seeing the Eternal Warrior with his shotgun shells on his arm, and now we see that Bloodshot's got him on his shoulders too. So they're trying to match.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Kevin that next week. What's up with the shotgun shells?
It's kind of like a Chewbacca thing, right?
A little bit, yeah. The bandolier, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But didn't Chewbacca carry like bolts for his weird electro crossbow thing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what it's for. But yeah, I don't know why Eternal Warrior even needs all those shotgun shells, because he never uses a gun.
Well, there's certain issues where they team up, and he pulls this whip. It's this whip-like thing out in that thing. Yeah.
Really interesting. Yeah. Oh, so it's a weapon. That's dope.
Yeah, they're just kind of making it up as it went along. But yeah, he would pull this whip out, and he uses it to strangle somebody. So
this is very 90s too, because the whole kind of wearing a vest with nothing under. He's
got like that pouch on his arm, which is kind of like he doesn't have a whole bunch of them, so it's not like too Cable or Deadpool-y, but it looks like it's the right size that he could carry letters in it. Like that's kind of weird.
Just in case I need to drop off that letter.
Right. Maybe he's got like a day job as a mailman or something. I don't know.
With leather gloves too.
right.
That matches the arm.
Almost to the elbow.
Those green pants really bring out the red in his eyes.
Yeah.
Very
you know what's weird? I just noticed too. The crowd here on the right, everyone is sleeping. This guy's sleeping. This guy's sleeping.
No, they just saw a depressing movie. That's all.
I guess so, huh? Like they didn't like the movie.
They do look like the guy in the front, even too. Yeah, they all do look kind of sleepy.
Oh, sleeping. All right, so he went on a date. So I guess Bloodshot is still
another issue.
Yeah. The bartender lady. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he knows something's up when he gets back to the hotel.
He can smell something.
Yeah, you can smell them. So what is it? Oh yeah, he gives a gun to his head. And he's like, "What?" And he started turning. Oh, he has that blood on his face going. Ring.
Yeah, it's getting ready to bark that bullet.
It was Abrams. Except Abrams looked like he gained some weight over here.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll lose it before it's over.
Yeah, he lost it within 4 panels. So they're like buddies. I mean, it's kind of cool seeing how Abrams is, it's Gilad Abrams, right?
Abrams, yeah.
Abrams, yeah. So he's like, they're like homies. He's like a big part of.
Yeah, they fought the mafia together, so now they just chill. They can hang out in his shitty little hotel room, and he doesn't mind having Gilad there when his little friend in the white suit comes in to give him more guns and stuff, which I thought was kind of funny.
Oh yeah, and they're always in different tuxedos, all white tuxedos.
So Ryan, the Future Force #9 is coming out about this same time. There's actually, I think, some ads for that it's going to be revealed. So here we get a glimpse of the Gilad from the future.
I was very surprised to see this in this book. I was not expecting it to jump forward like this.
Why did they jump forward like this?
So it's because of the release of Rye and the Future Force #9. It's just tying the books together, so you feed off of each other like synergies.
So as we go through this, you'll see that it shows him and the second Rye that we read about like hanging out and fighting and stuff. And they're going to have a moment where it's similar to a moment that we're going to see between him and Bloodshot. And, you know, you'll see, I think it's in the next issue actually, where Glad makes a comment to Rye, like, oh man, I had a moment just like this one time with another guy with the Bloody Heroes a long, long time ago. So they're kind of building up to that. But I did like that we got to see the Emperor again by a different artist. And then you get Rye's. This is the first Rye's father.
Got it. OG Rye grandpa.
Well, the previous one. Yeah, so this would have been what, number 41, I think.
Yep.
And then back to the present.
Back to mafia dealings. So why did Gilead have to go with Bloodshot or Mike to?
He basically agrees to go talk to them on his behalf because he's dealt with them before, because he's got that history with them, with the families, you know.
Says hi. It's not the same guy. He forgot. So he's just explaining that he doesn't even remember who he is. Right. Wait, they kidnapped his sister?
That's what they tell him. That's how they get him there. They call him and they're like, "Oh, we got your sister." But it's funny because he's like, "Wow, she's my sister. I should go help her, even though I don't have no memories of her."
Right. But remember, he pulls his gun out. Yeah. Boom! Payback's a bitch. Ooh, he shoots his sister.
Right.
Damn. Look at his face. This guy's face. He's getting choked out. Like,
and then he says Abrams was right. Mortality's dead and Bloodshot lives. And then continue next month, guest starring Rye from the pages of Rye in the Future Force.
Wow. So is that his real sister or no?
No, we'll find out in the next issue.
Okay.
It's an actress that they paid.
Got it.
Now, see, there you go. That's a cool cover.
That would be a cover I'd like to add to the.
Who has this? Yeah, this belongs in your collection. This is sick.
I don't know, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right, so it continues. So he choked them from the desk, and now he's choking them in the air. Just choking the crap out of him. It's like a rag doll.
Mm-hmm.
He literally throws him like a rag doll. Yep. They set me up, betray me again. No, Angelo.
And then he's just shooting people while Glad's going after the girl.
Okay. Oh, then it cuts to.
Yeah, it's real sudden.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious. Like, did this feel forced at the time? I don't remember reading this. I may have probably read this and was kind of confused as to what the hell was going on.
Yeah, I thought it was it was very sudden, you know, in the previous where they're like 1 minute you see Eternal Warrior in 1993 and then it's 4002. And then at one point, like it goes from 4002 to 4001 to 1993 and then back to 4002. Like they do a flashback within a flashback, which was weird.
Yeah. So random.
It jumped around a lot. I think for me it did feel slightly forced, like they were just trying to make this comparison, like, hey, don't forget Eternal Warrior, he's around forever. You know, here he is now with Bloodshot. Here he is with Rye, who has Bloodshot stuff, and I don't know.
Yeah, so like if you're an Eternal Warrior fan, here's your thing: go get Rye in the Future Force. If you're a Bloodshot fan, go get Rye in the Future Force. You know, or vice versa. And so, yeah, it did kind of feel forced at times. Yeah.
Did it feel future forced?
I actually put that in a question for Kevin. I said, "What's up with the flashback of the flashbacks with Bloodshot and Rye?"
But it's just the opposite of what we're used to in the Eternal Warriors. Or if you read Eternal Warrior all the way through, kind of got used to this flashback to draw back and tie the two together.
I would love to see the colors for this panel over here.
Yeah, having it be a flash forward was unusual, but you know, I like that panel. I think that one's cool.
Which one? On the
Emperor looking at him through the tunnel.
Oh yeah, that's great.
More talking about meat. Wrong answer, meat.
And this guy's like,
yeah. Elsewhere in Japan. but future Japan, not now Japan.
So how the heck did he get to Japan so fast? Or was he there already?
He was already there.
Okay, got it. Oh, so he sees Rai.
And now it's 4001. We were just in 4002. Now it's 4001. And we get to see Rai cut the robots.
Around the time that they would have met each other. So.
Right.
All right, there's a robot with a tentacle. Maybe a son of the Emperor. I don't know. So it goes back to the scene of Bloodshot.
Right, and so now the mob boss is like, you know what? There's been enough violence. People are dying. I don't want any of this. He didn't want the girl to be shot. So the guy that shot her is like going against his, desires. So he's like, look, let's just like, he shot the girl, you shot him. Let's call it just.
Yeah.
Right. So Bloodshot's like, yeah, okay, cool, but we can call a truce. But if anybody from the family comes after me, I'll kill them. And then they leave with the girl in the car. And that's when that bottom panel there where they're kind of driving off, that's when she says, I'm just an actress that they hired. And he shot me. Yeah, he shot her just for kicks.
That sucks.
Yeah.
The worst acting gig. And it's true, it's probably like a day player, like an extra.
Yeah.
All for $100.
Yep. And then back to 4001. And then right there, Bloodshot's blood is inside you. It's unsettling. Like seeing someone who reminds you of an old friend that acts totally differently. So they talk about, that's when he tells him, I've been in a situation like this before. That tall panel there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The screens, what was that about? Meat recycled. So the ecto energy ahead is the chamber of the Emperor.
Yep.
Okay, so they're finally going to talk to the Emperor.
Yep. But it's just a hologram. Because the Emperor knows better.
So Marcus, is that like Ronin?
Like the Frank Miller?
Like, I don't know. I guess so. Or Absolute Martial Manhunter.
No.
So yeah, well, he's talking about the trippy colors. So
yeah.
If you've read Absolute Martian Manhunter, it is kind of trippy looking color.
It's very trippy art. Yeah.
Oh wow! Did they kill him right here? Like,
no, they just zapped him.
Hey, silent meat. Oh, let him go. So basically, Rai like
this little speech.
Yep.
Threatening the Emperor with the blood of heroes. And more cutting up robots because that's what he does.
Boom. All right, back to New York. Flashback. They're hanging out. Talking. How you holding up?
They're just checking in. And so this is where Galad tells him he's going to set him up with the English guy that he works with to go do missions and stuff because he needs new work now. And then he decides to take a break after that and go meet up with the bartender lady again.
There we go. Boinking. Let the boinking begin.
Yeah.
Well,
it's all sexy too. Bunny slippers.
It's this whole thing with like Wolverine. If you remember, like how he's at times like going on this little shtick about trying to find his old memories, and then he's like, screw it, I've already made a new life. The old life's gone. So there's kind of this same similar deal here. It's like, well, they told me, and I thought I had a lead on my old life. Screw it, I'm gonna live life today forward. So. And then going into the next issue is going to be the introduction of Ninjak.
Oh, yeah. Is it this issue or the next issue?
This is his first appearance out of costume. The next one is first appearance in costume. Yeah.
Cameo kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this issue was kind of weird just because, you go from the whole mafia thing and all of a sudden it starts out with this guy in a red suit setting this guy on fire on an airplane.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of random. They're like,
right. And then they jump out of the plane and they're just like, wee.
Yeah.
It was very
Kevin about this. Like, issue 6 was a huge pivot.
Yeah, definitely. Well, because they're trying to give it, a whole new, I guess, a whole direction now after they did played out the Mafia storyline.
Right.
Yeah. So what happened? What made you go from kind of the Mafia world to Harbinger hijackers? Death at 10,000 feet. Maybe this was the time when that Wesley Snipes movie came out. Passenger, whatever.
Passenger 57.
57, yeah.
Always been on black.
Yeah. Then he got inspired and he was like, "Oh, I want to do that too." Bloodshot.
Yeah, so he has to go back to England to meet up with the guy. And then he's talking to this guy. He had rented an apartment there in London, I guess, and he had this guy trying to keep an eye on it for him. And turns out the guy's been living there, and so he decorated it and stuff. Weird little
like a triple X hotel right here.
Yeah.
Man, there's so many of them.
Look at that! Look everywhere.
Oh yeah, that's the decorating that the guy did. That's
the decoration.
Yeah.
And then he only drinks beer because like the whole fridge is just filled with beer.
Right.
Marcus always with the deep takes.
My motherfucker's always trying to skydive uphill.
Yeah, Blade reference there.
Nice. So France later that day.
Notice what she's wearing.
Oh, all white with a briefcase.
Yep.
Okay, and the bow tie.
Yep.
So she's bringing a weapon to them, or what? He's selling a weapon.
They're talking about the person. So the person that got set on fire on the plane was one of all the people that dress all in white. So they're talking about that.
Got it. And then this guy, who's this guy with the ring right here? The ring.
Yeah, I think he's one of the bad guys. He just kidnaps her.
Yeah.
Sit back and relax. Trying to just sleep like a baby. I'll drop her off with the address in the car in an hour.
Yeah, this was like the whole like B plot or whatever. I kind of don't remember exactly what was going on.
I'm not tracking, but
yeah. And then here
that's Ninjak right there, Colin.
Where? Right on the left.
Oh, yeah.
This is Colin King. So it's kind of showing how he lives a kind of a billionaire. He's like a Bruce Wayne.
Right? Yeah, a ninja Bruce Wayne.
Right. I forgot that's who that was because then like later on when Ninjak shows up and one of the characters calls him Colin, I'm like, wait a minute, or Mr. King. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah.
Okay, so he appears as a tennis ball. If this was written today, he'd be playing pickleball.
Right. And so
there's Bloodshot going to meet. This is the guy, I forget his name, but he's the guy that. There you go. He's the guy that Gilad sets him up with.
So Neville Alcott is the head of, was it MI5?
Something like that. He's like M from James Bond.
Right. And so if you read Eternal Warrior #1, he fought with Gilead in the World War II.
Oh, wow.
And so that's where he gets injured, and that's why he's in the wheelchair.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, they change it up and make him a younger character, and then she's actually one. That lady right there is actually one of Ninjak's love interest, which I won't spoil. We'll save that for VI Day.
Oh wait, is it the one with the hair later?
Now, why are you trying to spoil it? I was trying to be nice.
I don't know what you mean by that.
I won't talk about it. No one knows what I mean, but it's kind of cool. She was actually one of my favorite characters later.
Yeah, so that's her. But in VH1, her and Bloodshot become an item.
Is she kind of like the Moneypenny character from James Bond?
Well, what's that character? I don't know.
Yeah,
Moneypenny was like the secretary for M or something. That's the one that James Bond.
Okay.
Yeah, Sean Connery. James Bond was like Miss Moneypenny.
No, that's his daughter.
Oh, okay.
Now in VEI, they're not daughter. There's some relation. It might be husband, ex-wife, or something, but they're not father daughter in VEI.
I just remember the art was really good when I was reading that Ninjak, and they had her. Who was the artist? Do you remember?
Oh, well, there's a bunch of them. I mean, but and so her powers tie back to Master Dark.
Oh yeah, that's why I like it.
In VEI, Ninjak has training with people that were like basically had dark power and stuff, and so that's kind of how he's able to do more human things. And you're like, okay, this is a little absurd. So it kind of explains away that in his training. So. But here he's just a man with a lot of money. That's his.
Yep. Another guy with a white suit, and it looks like these guys are like professional robbers, and they're following white suit guys, right?
Yep.
Wait, is this Colin King? It's not Colin King, right? It's just one of those guys who work for the white suit guys.
No, that's him.
Oh, it's Colin King. Okay.
Yeah, it's a setup. It's a sting.
Yeah. So see that guy goes for him. He's like, no, we're not going to do that.
All right. Well, so that panel right there where you're at, Carl, like notice what the lady is wearing.
Yes.
The earring.
Yep.
Oh, Harbinger. Oh shoot, crazy.
Harbinger. Right. So go back one more time.
Yeah.
Stay right there. So you've got the Harbinger chick across from him, and then right behind him is Bloodshot. So
yeah, he's hanging out there.
Yeah.
He's kind of just watching what's going. Wait, did Bloodshot know what's going on here? What's he going on?
Yeah, they're trying to capture the Sky High robbers or whatever they are.
So this guy's like, is he picking? He's like, no, but you are.
He goes for the guy in the white, which is Colin King, and he stabbed him in the hand.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, nope, gotcha. And then she tries to make a break for it to go out the door like she did in the previous one, and Bloodshot goes after her.
Yep. He's like, reaches for her, and she just takes off. She flies, right? Is that her power?
Yeah.
Yep. That's her Harbinger thing.
The suction's incredible.
And he's like, oh no.
Next, Ninjak. All right, then this cover was very memorable. I remember. This is a big one.
The sword in the stomach. I love it.
Yeah.
The foldable sword.
Yeah.
Right. That was wild when he. Yeah. Imagine it making like Transformer noises.
Right.
Yeah.
1,500 feet up in the air, so he's chasing a lady. This is cool. Where he just dives for her.
Well, and I love too, like as he's falling, his shirt comes open and everything to show off his abs and whatnot.
Very 90s boy band style.
Yep. Got to grab her by the ankle, just enough so that they can land in the tree.
He lands, but shoe takes off, right? Because her shoe came off. All right, so he got this guy. They're in Manila now. They're in the Philippines?
Yep.
My goodness.
Yep. And so he basically dumps the dude in the bathroom and then changes his outfit and leaves.
So why did he kind of knock out the guy and then put him in the bathroom?
Because he's stinging him. See,
right, watch. He's following him.
Oh, he's watching him.
Yeah.
I remember now. Yeah, he's following him basically.
Yep.
All the while, Bloodshot's in the jungle now, so he's gotta be jungle appropriate by putting on a headband like Predator,
Rambo
style. Yeah.
Well, you see, he cuts his shirt up and uses his bandages because he broke both his ankles or something when he landed. And he talks about how the nanites are healing it, but I don't have time to rest, so I got to keep going. So I'll tie him up, let the nanites work while I go.
Oh, this is very Predator Rambo
Mm-hmm.
look on the left there.
And then you see Colin trying to still following the guy.
So he's going to some military complex.
Yep, where he sets a guy on fire like he did on the plane in the
poor guy. He's just freaking fried.
Gross.
Horrible.
Yep, and she's trying to sneak in, but the guy with the gun catches her.
He's like, I got you, girl.
And then all of a sudden, Ninjak.
Yep, pops in. With the rain. It's so funny because Ninja's supposed to be super low key, but he has like the brightest gloves and shoulder pad ever. Gone now. Different smell. Leather. No Kevlar. I'm not alone. Like a ninja out here?
Yep. Look at the way the sword.
Oh yeah, I'm full.
And then just shrink.
And then he just casually pulls it out, a sword blow to the gut, and it's like, yeah, no big deal. But you notice he's still hobbling around on his foot.
Right.
Little plot hole there. But
oh well, we should ask him about that.
And he's like, well, I'm looking for the flying girl and the bearded guy. And they're like, oh yeah, we're on the same side. You can call me Ninjak. That's all it took.
Yep. Now they're buddies.
Yep. BFF.
How can he take a sword to the stomach?
He says he didn't hit anything vital. It just went straight through. It's fine.
The crutches. All right, more questions for Kevin. Kevin, I'm sure Kevin has logic to all this as to why. And then I might also ask who thought of the fold-up sword.
I want one of those.
Yeah. Who thought of the fold sword? Okay, what else? So was this actually where Bob Lane choked the girl out?
Yeah,
Must be.
Copy like this.
No, it looks like this.
Another Kevin question, right?
Yep.
So yeah, he's holding a thing to his head and it's like, I'm fixing to blow his brains out. You know, I was like, yeah, okay.
That's some jungle drama here.
Right.
Then he stabbed him again?
Yeah.
Oh, just to kill him.
Right.
Got it.
Right. Like he like Bloodshot kind of like, remember, do the thing. And he's like, oh yeah, I got you. Funk.
Yeah, and then
it's so funny for being a ninja. He doesn't do a lot of interesting moves, right? He kind of just.
He is less ninja-y than Magnus Robot Fighter.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's true. Magnus should be Ninjak.
If you think about Don Perlin's drawings, they're not as fluid as some other artists might be.
That's true.
So and it's how they are with new characters. It's kind of like, what do we want to do with this guy? Let's just kind of throw him out there and see what works. But
all right, Swaggle House, what's up, man? Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah, Marcus Y, more aerodynamic when shirtless. Yeah, Boys to Men style. And looks like G.I. Joe. Yeah, it kind of is G.I. Joe-ish right now, right? Like we got Snake Eyes, meet Storm. Was it Storm
Shadow?
Storm Shadow, yeah.
Storm Shadow.
That's Miller, Ronan, Homage. Yeah. All right. So is that the end of our Bloodshot read?
Well, so basically, if you notice, the Harbingers flew off, and then he's like, "Well, they got away," and he said, "Nah, don't worry about it. I took care of it." And the plane blows up in the background.
You're skipping ahead.
Oh, sorry.
We didn't read 8.
We didn't read 8. So let's go Ninjak then.
Yeah. Chromium cover.
Dang. I kind of regret not getting this. This was offered to me and I passed on it.
Like the actual art?
Yeah. The art. Yeah, my wife hated the feet. She's like, those feet, you can't buy that. Like the feet are so bad.
Don't take some art advice from your wife ever again.
I know.
Look at it. It's so shiny.
That could have been all over your wall there, Carl.
Oh my god. That's awesome. That would have been on the wall. Here, bust that out again. Yeah. So sick. In hindsight, totally missed out. Yep. Such a great cover. So iconic. And this sold like 1 million copies too, right?
I'm not sure the total number, but it was a bunch of them.
Yeah, we'll ask Kevin. He'll know how much they sold. All right, let's dive into it. So does this kind of continue, dude? Just looking at the art, straight up, like, dude, Joe like brought it. This is his first comic. I can't believe it. It kind of felt like I I don't know. It felt really
a quick search. Wikipedia says the first issue sold close to 1 million copies.
There you go.
Woo.
Yeah, so this, I think Ninjak had maybe the best art I've seen at Valiant so far. You know what I mean? Like, there's some good art, but like this is just a whole other level.
That's fair. Like, fair to say. And this early in his career too, which is crazy. This is a good job.
And I mean, his art hasn't changed that much. Like it's matured a bit. It's, you know, he's gotten better, but more polished, I guess you could say. But like here, you can still see it's the same guy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
you could tell he put a lot of time into it. Like you could tell, he put a lot.
Is this Jimmy on inks or is it somebody else? It is okay. That's
what I figured. Jimmy,
yeah. So I mean, the combination is just you can't beat it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the only thing, you know, like Bob mentioned, you know, couldn't get it on time.
Right. And I mean, look,
I get it. I see why.
Right,
look at it.
Right. The level of detail, the amount of stuff, like when we get to the pages with the more of the Art Nouveau type stuff on it, like you get the little florals, you know, flourishes. Yeah. But that's not even the stuff I'm talking about. Like, well, it gets even more later.
So what's the story? Look at this.
Like that.
Awesome. I want this page. This page.
Yeah, it's on calf. I just saw it. Maybe last night before I was looking at Ninjak stuff, but it's on there. It's pretty dope.
That's
beautiful.
A great.
Look at that. The sword. I mean, he killed
that's
it.
Such a great like that's a ninja pose, right? We were just talking about Don Perlin, right? Like that's a ninja pose. That's what you want.
Yeah, it feels definitely way more ninja-y.
Yeah.
What's this here? This looks like a Monkey King's crown. Right?
So, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. When I was reading the Ninjak issues, I felt like I was having a hard time following the story.
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't remember anything from
like
Ninjak.
I was looking at the art. It was really pretty, but like, yeah. So there's like a gun runner guy, and he's betrayed by the people he thought was working for him. And the lady that betrayed him is the lady that's biting the dude here and stuff like that. I don't know. It was weird.
So do you guys in the chat know about Ninjak? And have you read Ninjak before? Feel free to chime in because we're basically saying we don't really remember the story. Do you remember the story, Jason?
Yeah. And so Dr. Silk is the big baddie. You notice him later on. He's the old guy that has to have people going around. He's the guy that Ninjak constantly fights, throughout here. And the reason why we stopped at 3 is because that's where Joe and Jimmy hop off. And so they have some other guys that try to imitate the art, and I get what Newell's saying because I remember reading this and you have a distinct, now I know they say that it was not intentional, but a house style with Valiant that lent towards just storytelling. Whereas this, there was so much art. It was like overwhelming.
A ton.
Look at this. Not what I'm used to.
Like, look at that. Just the background for like the wall on the apartment or the elevator, or whatever that is. Like, there's just a lot going on here, and it does stand out. It does not look like the other Valiant books.
Not at all. And like, look at it's sexy, man. Even the way he drew all this, like all this.
Well, look at this page here. Yeah, like.
Is he fighting naked or what's going on? He's
yeah. They're naked and they're fighting in the bed.
Oh, wait, he's fighting the girl?
Yeah.
Oh, this looks like some like sexual violence going on here. Look at this. That's crazy. What the hell's going on?
Yeah. It's like she's the one that like betrayed the other guy, and so they're fighting. I forget, but so they're fighting, and then Ninjak shows up, and then these guys show up with guns to help the guy, and just like there's a lot going on.
Dude, but look at the detail on this panel in itself. Like basically, dude, just like the building, the 2 spotlights, and the cars.
Well, and then the amount of stuff that we get in silhouette or like just black negative space that they're using, like it's so good.
He is such a true artist. I mean, like, look at this. Like, this normally would be a splash page, but he made it fit in with all these other panels.
Yep.
Dang. A lot of girls dead.
Yep.
Boom, 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 boom.
And then, like, the colors, like the Valiant's been good about the colors all the way through, right? But I don't know what it is, but like with Joe's art, it just seems even better. It just works so well for it,
And there's like no reason for him to make the gate this intricate. Look at this.
Right.
This looks great. And then this guy, isn't that Jimmy Palmiotti right here?
That's what I thought too. Yep.
That's pretty funny. I almost feel like we're just observing the art and just how beautiful.
Kinda.
Yeah, and is this Dr. Silk here? This guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy is. Yeah.
That guy, he's so memorable as a villain. Like I don't remember exactly what his story is, but so memorable. Like.
Yeah. And then like this page here with the guy in the glasses with the red, that made me think of like Joe's Daredevil run, you know?
Oh, that's true, right here. Dude.
Well, I mean, what year are we in now? I mean, you're not talking about much removed from there because
94, right?
94,
yeah, 94.
And then he does his little Ash, character.
Yeah, the fireman character. Yeah.
And then Marvel ends up hiring him.
I think the Daredevil run would have been like around 99, I think. So like maybe 5 years, give or take.
All right. I'm gonna add Joe Quesada and Palmiotti. I'm gonna will it into existence.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna do a Joe and Jimmy reunion.
Well, and Jimmy, of course, did other stuff inside of Valiant as well, with Solar and stuff.
Yeah.
So Jimmy's got some of those pages up on his page.
Yeah, he sold a bunch of them for like nothing at OAX. So sad.
Yeah, got him.
Yeah.
I like the floor design here. Like that's kind of like
good.
Like one of the big bad organizations, like Spectre or something, like from James Bond.
Look at this. Yeah. The screen, the perspective. Look at the guys that are sitting here. It's so good.
Everything's really, really good.
Wow. Look at this. Woo! The villain, the big bad. This guy's tied up. And you reveal the villain, and it's this dude. Dude, he looks like the old guy from Breaking Bad.
A little bit. He needs the bell. Yeah.
Well, you remember Bob? I think it was Bob that said that this was not his idea to make Dr. Silk some ancient guy in a chair. But he reminds me of the Spider-Man villain. Was it with the metal? Silvermane, is that?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, because he was the mobster that like everything was cyborg except for the head that was plugged into like the robot body.
Yeah.
Marcus mentioned Mr. Glass from Unbreakable. He also mentioned Ninjak Lights It Rough. I'm guessing it's over.
He said that when we were looking at the bedroom scene. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Such a memorable villain. You just kind of like you got like slobber coming out of his mouth. Dang, look at the difference of like Don Perlin to this. I mean, God bless Don Perlin. He's a great artist but this is very like evolved, right?
Right.
Yes.
Ninjak just looks like a badass. And you kind of see some Azrael in him too. With the bigger gloves and
Well, I mean, it's very 90s, right? It's very of the time.
It's cool. Wow, so good. This shot is crazy.
More Art Nouveau stuff in the background. Like he's on a street, like jumping on a car or kicking a guy through a car window. What is that? Why is that in the background? Who knows? But it looks cool as shit.
It's pretty dope for no reason. It's just in the background, right? It's like
literally just in the background of a comic book page. It's not something that exists in that world. It's just there.
And just the size, it's kind of cool.
Right, because who needs to get a book out on a monthly basis when you can do that?
Wow, that's so badass.
Yeah, so for whatever reason, Ninjak ends up in the car with this guy, and it gets flooded.
Well, there we go. That's the end of issue 1. Dude, this cover is really good.
This cover is sick. I love this cover. Yeah. When I flipped through and I got to this one, I was like, I want this cover.
Yeah. Does the next have this cover? Who has this cover? No, he doesn't.
Oh, no.
Someone. You know what this one reminds me of?
Oh, there's something naughty about this cover. This is controversial.
Like what?
I forgot what it was. There's something about this cover.
You can't say that there was something naughty and then not tell me.
Yeah, they said there's something XXX about this cover. I forgot what it was though. Yes, there's something. Can we find it? Does anyone know in the chat?
Well, no, but Marcus was making the point I was going to make.
What was the point?
It reminds me of the classic Spider-Man cover. What was it? ASM 33, I think, where he's holding up all the machinery in the water.
Yeah.
Just this time it's a skull.
The last dick.
Scroll down. I saw it. Scroll
you
down.
saw the penis?
No. Scroll down.
Oh. What is it?
Keep going all the way. Bottom left corner, it says sex.
Oh, it does.
Where?
Right in the water.
Oh yeah, sex. Yes, there's the controversial sex cover.
Oh
That's
my
gosh.
Yeah, you know, of course, they're not. He wouldn't be the first person to ever done that, but
Right.
yeah, wow.
What a beast of a cover! Look at that. This is like
I would love to own that.
Yeah, that'd be super dope.
Beast of a cover. All right, so basically it starts off they're in the water. I mean, it's funny because the skull has nothing to do. Dude, this flash is crazy.
It's crazy.
So the car is flooding, and he figures out how to like just burst through the windshield.
Oh my god! Like this is so Azrael-ish, right? But with the hair and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So sick. Love that. So Quesada, penciler, writer Mark Moretti, Jimmy Palmiotti.
Right. So like when we get to number 4 is still written by Mark Moretti, but he starts taking over the penciling too, and it looks like he's trying to do a bit of a Quesada impression, and it's.
And what's Moretti's background? Was he from Valiant from day one, or did he come from like Marvel or something?
He was in Valiant. I don't think he was day one, but he was in during that time period.
Man, look at the stance right here. So much detail, even just on his back. And
well, in the next one where he's jumping on the top of the police car, that's a very Spidey pose, but like that's cool.
So good. Dang, Joe is badass. Holy crap. You know what's funny? Like, all this stuff has nothing to do with the cover. Like, where is there a giant skull with water coming down?
Well, the skull is like a metaphor, right? I think the water was maybe referring because we're still a part of the story called Blackwater, I think.
That's true. Okay, that makes sense.
But like, look at the stained glass in that panel there.
More stained glass, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why I fell in love with stained glass, because one of my prompts is Azrael in front of stained glass, and so he did a lot of this.
And I like the last panel on that right-hand page there. Like, everything's lit up, and there's the big krakoom, so you know it's thundering and lightning. But they just go with the big, the big sound effect. I thought that was fun.
Ta ta ta, right there on the bottom left. Sick. Man, so much details.
Like that right-hand page of the helicopter landing, and then Ninjak like jumping up into the helicopter.
There's this dude here, and
like the perspective of that last panel there, like that's cool.
Wow, so good. Man, he makes Ninjak look so cool. Yep. Like beyond just another ninja. Look at like all the ribbons and stuff. The cop. Very consistent with his Azrael work. Feels like all the characters kind of look a certain way.
No.
Because Azrael came after this, right?
Yep, right after this, I think.
when he couldn't keep his monthly Valiant schedule, he had to find other work.
There's the BC. All right, so what's happening? I mean, what's the story now? Like they're
all the military is trying to stop Dr. Silk.
Yeah.
Ninjak jumped onto the helicopter there to get into Silk's space. That's all I can really remember. Dr. Silk is creepy. Yeah.
So that page on the right, I own that one.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's
wow.
Sick.
Yeah. So the little Art Nouveau deal, it's all, and it's pretty dope. This is the one that I got Quesada to sign at a con last month. Ooh. And all he had to say about it was, "Oh, I hadn't seen that one in a while." Whereas
is all the word bubbles on it as well?
No, that Ninjak on the computer screen, those are stats.
Yeah.
The other stuff's gone. That's not.
What did Jimmy have to say?
Oh, Jimmy just went on about it. It's like, man, yeah, these pages. Now, Jimmy, a friend of Jimmy's owned that page. And so Jimmy had contacted Bill about selling the page. And so randomly one night, Bill says, yeah, I got a Ninjak page and something else that I want to sell. I emailed Bill. I said, don't even put it up. Tell me what you want for it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
And so he told me what the price was. He said, since you were the first one to ask about it. Yeah. And so after I agreed to it and paid for it, he said like 6 other people, admittedly, he said, I didn't know how to price it, because it's not like there's a bunch of these pages that are out there, they're in Black Hole Collection somewhere.
I'm guessing you got a good deal then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this recent or is this a while back?
Last year.
Dude, it's so good that like sometimes you watch the show, you pay attention, and you just catch on to these opportunities. That's kind of the fun part about watching some of the shows. Things like that happening. This is so good. And
it's like with Brian Hitch's Valiant work. I got 2 covers. One of them is a wraparound cover that Brian did, and Brian's like when he goes like extra large, it's like next level. I would say that like his super large stuff I love. His other stuff's like, yeah, okay.
What did he do for Valiant?
In VEI, he did a bunch of stuff. Now in VH1, he did The Visitor versus the Valiant Universe.
Okay, I've seen that one around. I haven't read that one yet.
Yeah, and so I think there was he did a later in the run Exo Manowar cover at least.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so just some random stuff during that time.
I probably saw that because I did read like all of Exo. I just don't remember.
Yeah, and his style certainly evolved a little bit.
Sure,
but yeah, VEI he did a bunch of big covers. I got a wraparound cover with the Unity team, which is basically Secret Weapons from VEI versus Exo Manowar. So it's got Harada on there. The whole city's falling apart. Yeah, it's like
sick. Oh man, Joe is no joke. Look at this, like the detail here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the end of issue 2.
Yep.
Woo! Oh, I think that's this one.
Amazing cover.
Dang, this is freaking insanity, dude.
Yep. Like, that's just crazy. There's no reason for it to be that insane. Look at that top panel.
Yeah, it's great.
He's just showing off.
Yeah.
It makes you feel like if you ever work for a job like where you just like, hey, boss, man, I'm doing awesome, man. Look at all this extra work I did. And they go, yeah, about that. I'm going to have to let you go. So you kind of get
you're taking too long.
I mean, fundamentally, I think the system's broken because the comic book industry, I feel like the ones that work are the ones that are evergreen. And so why, limit the artist to this kind of monthly cadence, right? I feel like that actually,
because you got to keep good product. You got to,
yeah, I get it.
Quota.
You got to feed the beast. Yeah. I mean, you got to have something constantly out there to the shops that are buying your merchandise.
Right.
I mean, I'm with you. I think that, if you don't go a 6 trade, you could do a 3 issue trade, because how long, how many times has this happened to y'all where y'all were reading a book, you were interested in it, but for whatever reason got delayed, and then you're like, yeah, I'm not going to worry about picking
it.
Yeah, it happened all the time. I remember.
Well,
so on this issue is a lot more like talking heads. Look at all the script.
So many words.
Who wrote this one? Oh my gosh! Like it's very wordy.
Bill Moretti.
Yeah, but you're wrapping it up here, so you got to wrap up the.
Yeah, this is the last part of that story.
Got it. Yeah, a lot of talking heads, lots of text.
Right, they get into some history with some Japanese people, like samurai stuff, and like I don't know. There was so much going on.
There's a Bloodshot moment.
I was gonna say, yeah. So they're at the headquarters with Neville, and Bloodshot just walks by, and that part where he's looking over his shoulder, Ninjak realizes that he probably knows that he's Ninjak, even though he's out of costume there.
Wait, he's huge. Bloodshot's huge here.
That's how Joe drew him.
Yeah.
Ginormous.
Yeah. Well, this I guess is kind of Vin Diesel-ish. It was Joe's version of Bloodshot.
All right, this is a long. It's very wordy. I mean,
so still the 90s. So smoking was okay in comics.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, you can't even hold a cigar anymore. It's crazy.
Now, funny thing about this is supposedly when at some point when that's kind of a Joe thing. That when he went to Marvel, that they got rid of the smoking because he was trying to quit smoking or whatever.
Oh, I know that. That's so interesting.
What I've heard, so
that's a good question. I want to put that down for
this page. Look at this.
Woo!
There's no reason for that, but it's so cool. Like, I don't even know, like, the top and the bottom panel on the right there. Like, I don't even know what is that. Just supposed to look cool. Like, I'm not sure what's going on there, but like, wow,
so good. Look at this. And you can tell he just took a ton of time and said, "I'm gonna make the coolest freaking fight sequence ever."
Mm-hmm.
Where he's throwing coins at the guy's eyes, and then it's overlaid by these. I don't know what to call them. So cool.
Think about it if you're Jimmy and you get this page, and you're like, "Joe, really?
The fuck?
I gotta ink this."
Wait, so when he inks it, does he do it with like a one of those compasses?
Good question to try to keep it in line.
We'll save that for the Joe and Jimmy show.
We'll ask, the circle. I'm gonna put that right now. The circle. If you guys use compasses.
A sextet. Marcus says French curves.
Wow, so good. All right, then he really rocks it out with this here. There's actual fight scene now. Yeah, I also love his fires. Yep. Joe Quesada's fire is like part of his brand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Woo! Motorcycle.
Yep. More good action, more good chases.
All right, that's it. That's the last of it. Wow, so I guess there's not a lot of Ninjak art, right? Some black hole collection probably has them.
So this is, Mark Moretti is writing it still, but he's also doing the art, and it's it's not bad. It's just not Quesada,
Well, yeah, I mean, if you think of like he's not doing all the Art Nouveau stuff, so he's probably getting his stuff out on time, and they're like,
right.
He's trying. Look at it. It's kind of
to be fair. The Art Nouveau stuff was over the top, and I mean, realistically, probably unnecessary.
Sure,
it looked cool, but I don't know who did this cover.
He tried it. Whoever did this, Moretti.
Oh wow, okay.
He tried to keep it. I remember this cover. This cover's pretty dope.
Yeah,
it has a cool story to it.
Yeah, maybe they were like, try to be more like Joe. Yeah. Do the Art Nouveau stuff. Oh wow,
that's cool. Ninjak versus Ixo. I mean, it's so outmatched because Ixo is a fucking
Ooh, look at that page.
Oh wow, yeah, not bad. Moretti got some chops here, huh?
Yeah.
He brings it. Yeah, there was one kind of Ninjak design from Quan. What's Quan's? Yeah, Quan Chang. So he had a Quesada kind of design.
Yeah, same
that I always looked at, and at one point this thing was way cheaper, and then I literally was about to pull the trigger when Quesada quit his job at Marvel, and then they pumped the price up quadruple.
Oh my god!
Yeah, quadruple. So this was kind of cool. I was like, damn, this would have been nice to own, but I guess I wasn't in love with it, and that's why I never pulled the trigger. But I look at it now, I wish I did.
Yeah, before the price jumped.
Yeah. Literally quadrupled.
Crazy.
Yeah, so Ninjak would go for 20-something issues. And
how does it end?
With a thud. He fights who is it that did that cover? I'm going to
look at it, he's like a smiling face while he's falling. That's hilarious. So Lewis Small, so they jumped to Lewis Small. Oh, right. Kevin actually started writing. He came in and started writing with Mark. Yeah. Oh, interesting. So we should ask about that. So Why did you come back to start writing with Mark? Okay. Well, we have a lot of questions for him next week. It's gonna be fun. Oh wow, the way he drew Mr. Silk. Oh, he's Mr. Silk because he's wrapped up like a silkworm. Is that it?
No, I think it's WebNet. That's like a web.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now Ninjak fighting the spider aliens.
So, what are we going to read next?
Oh yeah, what's next on the schedule? Well, I mean, we're gonna do Kevin,
Right.
and then should we jump? I mean, we skipped a few things because we were hoping Dan would came on to talk about Solar, Magnus, OG.
Oh,
Valiant.
yeah.
Should we do a moment? Maybe like I know John suggested doing like a panel of some of the OG Valiant guys, like forum guys, and maybe just to touch on the forum because I feel like the forum is like a really important moment in Valiant history. I never really got into the forums, but should we try to do that maybe?
Yeah, we could. And talking about with the forums, because if you which I go over there and I generally post when we're doing interviews, like when we did Bob Layton, and to get views from that. Maybe give some more visibility for those who are on the forum. And so, but yeah, that we got that. We can go into Turok next. After
Turok would be fun. Yeah, because we're around that. Let me see if I'll ping Jimmy and see if him and Joe's down to join us. It'd be fun too.
Yeah, because there's still a lot to do. Because we haven't really dove into Solar.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't really dive into Magnus. We kind of skipped towards the end there. So, but yeah, we kind of got enough of Magnus, if you will. So
I think so.
Yeah.
No, are you curious about anything? Eternal Warrior and Archer Armstrong. I'd love to get to those guys at some point.
Yeah, I know you're going to make us do those.
Yes, very important.
There's even Ivar, the Time Walker.
Was that VH1?
Yeah.
What the heck? I don't remember reading them at all.
Mm-hmm.
Ivar.
What book was he in?
He had his own.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so he shows up in that flip book, Archer and Armstrong, Eternal Warrior flip book, as the third brother. Okay. And so he ends up
what?
Oh, I remember this. I bought it, but I never really dove into it. Oh, Perlin. This is kind of cool.
Gonzalo Mayo on the inks. So
December 94. Yeah, I was kind of starting to check out because 95 was when I got my kind of start getting car stuff and got my car.
Yeah, so notice Bob Hall's writing. Bob Hall for Shadow Man, right?
It's kind of cool.
But yeah, so he does this little time jump thing across various time deals, and so almost like a quantum leap type deal, but he's not leaping into other people's bodies. But so you can get the understanding of because him and Eternal Warrior, they kind of do that same thing in their books, whereas like Armstrong, he's like, I just kind of want to forget what I used to be.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of interesting how the three brothers have such strong personalities. So I guess we could dive into this one. We could get Bob Hall maybe because he wrote it.
There's it's only 12 issues. We could probably even skip a few issues in there if we wanted to cover it and something else. But yeah, just there's a bunch of stuff still out there.
Let me add Bob Hall. There we go.
The things on that the three brothers, VI really fleshed out the whole brother thing, how they became eternal, and they actually.
Is it VEI where they get a sister as well, or is that later?
No, must be yeah. So it's revealed that they have a sister because of course you got to put a female in there, but but it's actually revealed later on that Armstrong's the only Eternal one.
Oh, really? What?
So
But Eternal Warrior has Eternal in his name.
He's Eternal too, yeah.
Right, but he's not immortal. So, like when the boom goes off, it makes Armstrong eternal.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that Gilead keeps coming back is the Geomancer who he's protecting is Earth's protector, right? So he is basically Earth's protector. So every time he dies, the Earth brings him back to life. So it's not like a in of himself. So as long as he's a protector, he kind of gets life. Ivar's not eternal because his timeline's linear. Like he's kind of like Cable in that sense. Like if
he gets older, but he's traveling everywhere.
Jumped off.
So this is all in VEI,
right?
Okay.
So interesting. So Marcus, the parties came way after.
Yeah. They weren't on his BlackBerry.
No, it was on my BlackBerry. And
if you guys want to hear more about Carl's partying, go watch Ruben's show from last night.
Oh yeah, watch Ruben's show from last night, and then Tatiana's show tomorrow. So I'm sorry, guys. There's a lot of Carl this week.
Me and Newell were wondering about this, Carl, because they changed the name of the show, and because it was going to talk about financial decisions, and we were really interested to know about all these financial.
Do you give other people the same financial advice that you give us, which is always as much money as possible?
That's exactly what I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about how we're like in love of a lifestyle we can't afford. Like,
right? Did you realize that would have been a shorter show because you'd have been like spend everything?
Yeah, pretty much. Just spend everything, buy whatever. Money's worthless. I do give some advice on Tatiana's show. On that, and it's kind of like a full circle thing where I say something like, there's always more money, but there's only one piece of art, but at the same time, there's always more art. So like, I feel like that's a good way to kind of think about it because it does, at the end of the day, help you.
Is the one with Tatiana, is that pre-recorded or is that a live one?
Pre-recorded. So I think it launches tomorrow or Wednesday.
Okay. Well, I'll make sure I go in the comments and tell everybody that they should always follow Carl's advice.
So is that on Bill's channel?
Yeah,
I think it's on Calf Plus. Yeah,
yep.
Gotcha.
So it's like the premiere of Tatiana's.
Yeah, because she's got a show now. Matt has a show. There's a different one. I know Matt. I think Matt Fuller is going to be on there to talk about card stuff, and he's going to have a bunch of other people from the card collecting community on there. They're definitely trying to expand out and do additional content.
Yeah, lots of content.
Jason. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Speaking of comic art live, any new pickup guys?
Negative.
Yeah, I got these today.
All right, here goes. Let's see.
Poverty adjacent. Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
yeah, dude, talk about that. That's dope.
So we just got through talking about Bloodshot's origin, and so in The Secrets of the Valiant Universe #1 was a comic that went inside with the Wizard for the Valiant Wizard, where they were just promoting, all the Valiant stuff. And so there was 2 pages for all the various properties in there that kind of gave like a little synopsis of what that story was about to try to go, I might pick up Bloodshot. That sounds interesting. So they, had one for every issue, every comic issue. So these were the colors for. So spoiler alert, but you remember the old guy that had the 2 goons?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy that leads the rising spirit.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, what? Wait. He leaves the rising spirit.
So he's the guy that was watching him, and he said he sends those 2 goons to try to.
The guys with the red eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that, but then so he lives into the future.
No. He gets
later.
He injects himself with that, and so he injects himself with that those nanites because he wants to live forever.
Yes.
Right. They should have listened to the Queen song "Who Wants to Live Forever," but so anyway, he ends up fighting Bloodshot, and I actually have pages from that issue.
Oh my god! Wait, that's the whole folder of Bloodshot
Yeah.
Oh my god!
You know, Jason doesn't mess around.
What
yeah.
the heck?
Yeah, so
That's sick.
he's
That
fighting
looks great.
Bloodshot, and Bloodshot kills him. So that scene plays out in that
Woo!
right there.
Well, you have is that a full issue?
No,
Remember, he was complaining about not being as cool as us because he doesn't have a full issue yet.
Yeah, but he has a full folder of like every page in the book.
how you Mike Zeck?
Oh my goodness,
Mike Zeck, Bloodshot.
See, he's flexing on us now, Carl.
I actually have 2 or 3 pages from that issue. There's Miko Suyan right there.
Yeah, and that folder is like 100 pounds of art.
Yeah, it is one of the thicker ones. Bart Sears, Brett Booth.
Let me see that Bart Sears. What's that Bart Sears one?
It's him in hardcore.
Okay.
It's Tom Rainey.
Oh, we have to cover hardcore, our Marines, all those too. We have a lot to cover, guys. It's gonna be the rest of the year, I think, to get to VEI. I think Dinesh is gonna be our like Christmas special.
Sean Chin.
Oh, I love that one. You beat me to that one. I wanted that one.
The guy in Florida that I told you about earlier. That's where I got it from.
Oh my god, I want that. He posted it for sale, right? Somewhere I forgot.
On eBay. Yeah. So this is the female character in the Bloodshot movie. This is the first appearance of her right here.
I think I'm gonna watch Bloodshot tonight.
So, Carl, I just looked. The Bloodshot movie is on Hulu. So if you have Hulu,
I have Hulu. Yeah.
There you go.
I'll watch it tonight. Let's watch Bloodshot, guys. Woo! Next week we're gonna talk about Bloodshot.
So I wish we could. It wasn't copyrighted, and we could watch it on stream and make fun of
it.
There's the canceled Vin Diesel cover.
Oh wow!
Wait, what's this? Wait, what? What's this?
So Bob drew the cover for of course it was just on the regular title for Bloodshot, but because the movie was coming out, he drew it to look like Vin Diesel, no hair. But then when Valiant got it, they said we ain't got the rights to Vin Diesel's. Look, so there's actually a comic where Bob must have taken like shadow boxed it or something because it just reverses it and then gives him hair to look more like Bloodshot. But lots of Brett Booth. Bloodshot.
Is that your Bloodshot folder?
Yeah.
What the heck? What is it? Whoa.
You recognize that one?
Yeah, that's dope.
Oh yeah.
OEX.
Yep.
But I mean this is the Bloodshot folder. Like EXO, I've got 2 or 3 folders of them.
Was that folder Anthony folder at one point?
Yeah.
Like all these Anthony type stickers on there.
That's funny.
Yeah, back when he used to give them for free.
That's hilarious.
I have an old beat up Anthony folder too.
Oh, yeah.
What else?
Let me show you some other good VH goodies.
Super flex.
Dr. Mirage.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Bernard.
No, this is from issue 15, but he was definitely channeling Bernard because they do.
Is this new? You just got this?
Yeah.
Wow. You've been acquiring, dude.
This is from Shadow Man 43, the last issue where he dies.
Wow. Who's the artist?
Bob Hall. But look at this.
Great.
Does this not look like Sienkiewicz?
That's great. That's a great shot. That's a great page.
So this is the third from the last page.
Yeah.
The last page in that issue, Jack jumps. It shows him jumping, but it doesn't show splat. So it just kind of leaves you, did he die or not?
Yeah.
So this is Master Dark disguised. He comes out on the thing to try to talk him into jumping. Wow. And so, he's going crazy.
How is Bob as a writer?
It's all right.
Yeah.
So, this is him. Look at that flex right there.
Dang, ripped. Wait, so he had that burn on his chest, that logo?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The bathroom sign, yeah.
No spandex anymore. Just burn on the chest. He never took his spandex off, so it burned on his chest.
Yeah, so this is the issue,
Oh, yeah. That's a cool one.
That's a really cool one.
So
how'd you find that?
This is the 8th page that I own from this issue.
Oh my gosh.
What would Steven, sold me all these. You remember the guy I sent you that link for?
Yeah. So Steven had all those. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wait, Steven the same guy from Florida or different?
Different guy.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually bought this one by accident. I mean, it's all right page and everything. But
how does that work? How do you buy by accident?
Well, when I sent the email to him, I said Exo Man of War issue 1721. I did not specify VH1. So I got the VH2 one. He happened to have both. I mean, what?
So did he charge you for the second one?
I didn't get the first one. So
who has the Man of War 14 cover away? I think someone on CAF has it.
It does. It's on CAF. I've done put my name in the hat for that one.
Yeah, that's great.
Whatever that's worth. I told him if you ever. Okay. So
I did too. I think it's definitely one of those where we all.
So this is Diego Bernard.
Wow.
This is this is from Exo Man of War 25. So they had several short stories. And,
that's a great page. I recognize that page actually.
This is from the Armor Hunters.
Yeah.
So that was one of the crossovers, if you will.
Damn.
So that they go after Exo, and this is where they were burying their friend. So so he didn't, a lot of my VH1 pages and even the VI stuff, he sold to me for what he paid for them.
Dang, that's very nice of him.
And so he's got a sick collection. He's actually somebody I talked about coming on here.
We should have him come talk. Yeah.
And we could just go through all. He doesn't have a calf gallery. I wish he did, but he's got a sick collection. I've actually tagged you in a couple of his Facebook posts where he showed some of his covers and stuff.
Okay.
He had the Rye 1 colors. You remember?
Oh, yes. I think I've seen that. I think you did time me. I remember.
And so, he's got a great collection. Super nice guy. But yeah.
Dang. I don't have any new art per se. I mean, I premiered something on Ruben's show. But I figure it would be cool to pull out some of the kind of Bloodshot art that I own. Just because.
Why not?
So there's that one you guys saw already.
Yeah.
Was just number 2 cover. Then you guys saw this Bernard Chang, right? So move on. This is a page from Sean Chen, also another very early acquisition. So when I first started, I don't remember where it's from, but Sean Chen art. I just really like the action behind it all. He was like shooting him up, double-handed, and this one has a cool story to it because Heritage Auction had to give this to me for free.
Really?
Yeah, because basically there's a time when in comic art chat we all bid on a few artwork, and basically there was just some stuff that happened, some shenanigans, and then as a way to make up for it, I had won this. They just said, you know what, why don't you just take this as a way for us to make it up to you. So
that's some shield bidding going on.
There's some weird stuff going on, but it is what it is. I'm pretty happy with the resolution, so
yeah, sure.
It was nice. So that's that. Those are all my kind of Bloodshot stuff. So I mean, that was great, man. I love Bloodshot a lot. Ninjak is freaking awesome during the Quesada era. So
what was your favorite part of the story, Carl?
For Ninjak?
Yeah.
I don't know if there was a story. I don't know if we even talked about what that story was about. But the art is freaking awesome.
Yes. Yeah.
It's funny because very similar to like Prophet, like Stephen Platt on Prophet. It's just all art, there's like no story. Just like him going through stuff. And I feel like it's interesting how so much of the 90s became that, right? As the artist kind of became follow the artist. But I think the best is when you have a good balance of the two. That's when the best stuff
comes. Yeah. So like Ninjak really never had a super backstory or anything like that, but Matt Kent kind of escalated it a little bit more when they made him Ninja K. So kind of like 007, there's a 006, and all the people that went before him. So he's actually the K, like he whatever number that is in the alphabet.
Yeah. So Ninja A, Ninja B, Ninja C. Yeah. So Ninja K. I don't know.
Whole backstory with that, and then of course his love life with who would become Ruku, the Valiant Universe's Medusa, and so in her relationship to him as well as Master Dark.
I'm also I'm gonna ask Kevin about the naming of Bloodshot and Ninjak, like why Ninjak and why Bloodshot. Well, I guess Bloodshot's pretty obvious, but why Ninjak? Yeah. All right.
They're going to do Ninjil.
That's true. All right. So I think we're good. Next week, it's Kevin Van Hook. I'm excited. Guys, always please like and subscribe below. And click like and all that kind of stuff and comment and subscribe. Oh, actually, 24/7 Comics HQ on YouTube is like a few subscribers from 300. So we just need like 4 or 5 more. So please subscribe below, and we really appreciate it. And we'll see y'all next week, guys.
See you.